Oh, yes. What a pleasant way to say good morning. Welcome to the TBS. This is 9641, the heart and soul of Liberia. Welcome to Liberia's biggest breakfast show. And we have to serve a breakfast straight up to at 10 o'clock this morning. Good morning to the 15 counties in the land and breath of the Republic of Liberia. The love of liberty matters here. Let justice be done to all. It's great to be back on a Monday morning. Sometimes Monday become a holiday. It's a regular Monday. Indeed, this is the TBS. And Truth FM, where national unity begins. My name is O'Neill. This is O'Neill Roberts, Marka Davis. For now, straight up to 10 o'clock this morning, we're going to be serving breakfast. And let's have our morning motivation regularly on a Monday. Women are like tea bags. Bobby Addison, what happened to women are like tea bags. I don't know how strong they are until they get into hot water. Wow. Happy belated Women's Day from Bobby Bleedy Addison. Bobby, thank you so much. Our good friend, security journalist, Bobby Addison. Yes, again, we'd like to say good morning. Good morning to all of you listening. Good morning, His Excellency. The President of Liberia is good. I respect our leader or heal the President. Good morning, His Excellency Joseph Boykai. Good morning to members of the House of Representatives, the House of Senate, and all peace-loving people of the Republic of Liberia. Yes, our Southern Listeners Association. I'd like to say good morning to all of you. Yes, let's have a wonderful breakfast. My name is O'Neill, along with Marka. Good morning to you.
Good morning, O'Neill, and good morning to our wonderful followers this morning. It's great for us to be back here again, beginning another week of work. Yes, this is what we signed up for, and we're here to serve the public. It's great to be here again. A lot of things happening in our country. Yes, good things, bad things. Money business.
Oh, money business.
Money business, audit, asset recovery,
and everything.
Crimes code, a lot of things happening in the country. And good morning to Councillor Erin Clark Martin, who has been designated to lead the asset recovery task force. Good morning to you.
Sometimes in life we will understand. What's the guy? The Solicitor General, Serena Stevens.
Yeah,
he was recovering all the money. We didn't know how much Serena brought back. Anyway.
we didn't even get to.
No, Serena needed a certain amount to recover.
Yeah. So the government could not make that money.
Yeah. So I don't know whether Clive Martins would need.
I remember.
Yes. So Serena said he needed something like $5 million to recover almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
As a recovery. Yes, it's good to be back. And by the way, I'm laughing because the NFL, we are back on top of the Premier League.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
At long last. Arsenal were back
really?
on top of the... Yeah, well, you sleeping?
Wow.
The NFL will be back on top of the
But
league.
this is historic.
Yeah, it's historic.
You haven't come down in recent history and go back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say Ellington, we'll see the world.
No, but this one is serious though.
It's serious, yes. Yeah, I think we're back.
But somebody else give me hand?
No gimme hand. Everybody 28 games across the board.
Wow.
Yes.
But
because of the City and Liverpool playing to a draw yesterday. And the elephant was back. Once see the Falkland, I'll take off on that. Y'all go for that Falkland that we have been used for the Yari River Bridge.
We want to see history. Since 2004, we want to see history.
Yeah, we're back.
Damn it.
In the new year.
Since 2004, right?
Yes.
That was the time
we win the league.
Yes, that was the time you lifted the Premier League.
Yes, correct. That Falkland, the Falkland that Musa Bende used for the Yari River Bridge. Let me
do my elementary map. 2004 to
don't be a thing that Mario.
2014.
It's a tracking. That's
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Damn it.
We win the Premier League. We'll set new record.
20 years ago.
Yeah. 18 years ago. Yeah, your news came.
I'm on the age of 2 FM.
That fuck little move, as you know.
What?
Yeah.
No, congratulations.
Yeah.
I
Don't
hope.
really leave.
No, I guess. So go back up and go.
Don't press the elevator too much. Press on too
You
much.
go for that again.
We'll move on that league. We'll move on that table. Yeah,
Yes,
man.
I
And the
think,
president, someone told me, no, Joseph Burger is a big fan of Arsenal.
yeah, yes, I think so.
The president returned from Ivory Coast. Boom. LEC came on. Yes, to watch Arsenal and Brentford game. Soon LEC, Arsenal school, LEC win. Anyway, it's good to be back. We try to cheer you up a little bit because some people woke up this morning, don't even know how to start the day.
Yeah,
You know, some people woke
absolutely.
up with stress, with a lot of things on the mind. The kids disturbing you, won't launch,
And the
nothing.
radio is a good thing.
Yeah,
Yes, the radio is a good thing.
yeah. Well, I asked Dr. Brother to shut the internet down for 1 week. Let's
What?
see.
So it was living on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.
It was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
We went liveless.
Yes, and let me just, those of you watching us online, even if we get one person viewing our Facebook page, we don't care because why? Our radio will cover us what? The whole country. The ordinary who don't have access to the social media listen to us. That's our strength. Anyway.
Somebody providing justification after tapping back on different.
Yeah, but tapping, if the league ends right now, we'll take it.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I think maybe Labrogan qualify for African Cup.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so
let's go, Gaia.
let's bring it up with what we got this morning for the breakfast show. Coming up shortly will be the health tips with David Coty, at least 3 minutes, and 8 o'clock will bring you the review of the local dailies to bring you up to speed with what's happening in the print media here this morning. It's a regular feature on the show. In our studio chat this morning, we will look at the GSE audit report on the consolidated accounts. The report shows that the actual figure left is $9 million US. Again, bravo to the Ability Development Foundation. We'll be talking about the Yah River bridge that is pending grand opening to the public soon. It connects 2 districts and also connects Nimba to Bond County. Nearly $1 million United States dollars projects undertaken by the Ability Development Foundation. We'll talk about that. Again, Rick's involved in smoking shisha. Oh, you know, shisha.
Yeah, they won. It's a serious thing.
Mhm.
There's a report that came out from JFK.
Okay.
People, coming down with cancer because of shisha.
The way the children can blow the thing on you.
Or one intake of shisha equivalent to a whole pack of cigarettes.
Wow.
Yeah, they smoke. Anyway, the people who love it they'll get problem. Serious problem all for them.
If that only smoke and care people to help out, come and go to heaven. Clear.
Say that again. Yeah, only smoke.
Can get people to help. I'm gonna go to heaven. Clear. For other thing.
Everybody, how many years you go and see Jesus?
Yeah. So at 8:20 to 8:30, we'll open the lines this morning to have interaction with members of the public on the segment. Talk to your leaders on the show. 8:30 to 10 after 9. Laraman S. Yonton, the Deputy Minister for TVET at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, is going to be our first segment guest this morning. Very important discussions about TVET in Liberia. So, the technical vocational education and training falls under his supervision at the level of the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Okay.
So we want to know his vision, what he brings to the table. So we'll have Mr. Yonton here this morning, Deputy Minister. He will be our guest on the first segment to talk about TVET this morning on the show. And at 10 after 9, we bring you commercials from Orange, Liberia, the biggest GSM company in the country. 9:15 to 10 o'clock. The Director General of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, Abraham Krumah, will be with us this morning as our last segment guest. So much to talk about, especially the fight against drugs in Liberia. What new programs is he bringing on the table? We're not only talking about just arresting people. We're talking about trying to cut off the supply and also venturing to rehabilitation of those who are hooked already to make them useful citizens again. So we will have Mr. A.B. Krumah here as our guest this morning on the TBS. I think it's a wonderful show this morning in the midst of all
Country first.
So,
Yes.
so we'll talk about TVET, which concerns young people, and we'll talk about drugs. Yes.
In the midst of all.
Country first.
Country first. A beautiful lineup. Yes, let's bring you health tip with David Ernest Coty right here on the Breakfast Show 96.1, the Heart and Soul of Liberia. This is Oni Rebels Marka Davis presentation. Yes,
The 71-year-old youth
youth
advisor.
advisor.
Folks say you got it.
Yeah, David, before you help tape, please say good morning to your uncle, Uncle Joe. Use 2 minutes, 1 minute to say good morning and greet your uncle this morning. Yeah, go ahead. David, beginning tomorrow, you'll be paying for publicity for your show. Yeah, you're bridging protocol. Okay. Thank you. You become doctor for 3 minutes. Yeah. So you're not doctor again. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dear Ernest Coty with our health tip is a regular feature here on the True Breakfast Show. Let's bring you the review of the local dailies, what's making news from the print media right here. Okay, so welcome to the review of the local dailies. Let's start out with the Heritage newspaper, the front page of the Heritage newspaper, which is on sale for $40 Liberian articles that shows Liberia of assistance in electricity, agriculture, and security. I'm seeing Joseph Boyka. He's been captured here in a smiling photo here with Alassane Ouattara, the president of the Cote d'Ivoire. Agriculture shows like Bureau of Assistance in electricity, agriculture, and security. That's a major story. President Boycott discloses, capture the front page of the Heritage, grab a copy, and read the rest of the story. Urgent reform needed. We're saying this. Liberians demand competent asset recovery tax force. Free from corruption and political interferences. Of course, President Boyka is here. And of course, economic expert Samuel Jackson also been captured on the front page. Let's go to the back page. What the back page have? The back page of the Heritage First Lady Katumu Boyka shows government commitment to women empowerment. Katumu has been captured here on the back page. Still on the back page here, Warlord warns the disease from threatening to disrupt the peace. Yes, ends the review from the Heritage newspaper.
And the next paper is the Daily Observer newspaper. The lead story on the front page is U.S. impressed by House's leadership on War and Economic Crimes Code. Looks forward to working with all Liberians to make the code a reality, but Senate looks in a different direction. The photograph of U.S. Ambassador for Global Criminal Justice Beth Van Schaik sitting on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper with the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor Fanati Kopa. Another sub-lead story. Senate selects team to work with AFL leadership on soldiers' concerns. That's another sub-lead story there on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. House comes fishermen's Raj poised to set new fishing canoes registration fees for a massive hike. So that's another story. Health workers wants Minister of Health nomination crisis resolved. Angry with executive mansions, molds offspring Buakai's authority. Okay, usurping Buakai's authority. That's it on the back of front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. Let's go to the back page. I'm not seeking Supreme Court job. Councillor Babu replies critics. The photograph of Councillor Jala Babu on the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper. And finally, for the Daily Observer newspaper, NAFA arrests illegal foreign fishermen in Maryland County. So that's it for the Daily Observer.
Yes, let's move on to the New Republic. Alfonso 12, managing editor, the New Republic, March 11, volume 44. The front page story, the front page of the New Republic, Representative Bole killed my mother. We're saying this. Councillor Dempster Brown alleges, Councillor Dempster Brown has been captured here. A young patriot of George Bole back then. It's a flashback here. It's also on the front page of the New Republic. Grab a copy and read the rest of from this story. Rice Group rallying to national community support to urgently establish the War Crimes Code. All right. Still on the front page of the New Republic, prominent Kid Martinez condemned attack on BMMC, appeal to companies not to leave. Well, saying that B Mountain, don't leave. Let's go to the back page. The back page of the New Republic, Senate reviews House action on War Crimes Code resolution. It's on the back page here. Still on the back page, I condemn the burning of BMMC's machines. Citizen representative asserts. It's also on the back page here. Yes, ends the review from the The New Republic.
And the hot pepper newspaper is next in LTA. Commissioners tenure matter share arrogant. Marka administration defies Supreme Court's order. That's the lead story on the front page of the hot pepper newspaper. And on the back page of the paper, let's go to the back page. Government to control barbershop and beauty salon as House reviews legislation for Liberia's barbering and cosmetology industry.
Hmm.
Asla Mita rehabilitates pedestrian and rail bridges on St. John River. That's another story on the back page of the hot pepper newspaper. And Liberia Immigration Service Commissioner General take office today. Seeing the photograph of former Senator Steve Zago on the back page of the hot pepper newspaper.
Yeah, so my last stop had to do with the front page. The front page Africa on the newsstand for $40 Liberian. The major story from the front page Africa, prioritizing electricity. Yes, it was a flashback footage of President Joseph Boyka and of course Lassana Ouattara of the articles. We will give Liberia electricity, agriculture, and support the security. Well, it's a major story on the front page from the front page Africa. Grab a copy and read the rest of this story. On national security risks, it's a sub-lead story here from the front page Africa. Amid dialogue between B Mountain community dwellers in the aftermath of the King George riots, sticker issues over corporate post some concessions likely on national security risks is on the sub-lead story here from the front page Africa. And of course, mystery at the Freeport. What's happening at the Freeport of Monrovia? It's a mystery at the Freeport. We need to find out detail about the story. Ends the review from front page Africa.
Yes, and finally, the Women Voices newspaper banner headlines say Women Voices at 13, acknowledging our staff partners' commitment. So that's the anniversary of the Women Voices newspaper today. Thanks to the team. Another sub-lead story on the front page of the Women Voices newspaper. Operation Mark opened. Single mother seeks medical assistance. Well, the photograph of the patient right on the back front page of the Women Voices newspaper. Well, that's it for the review of the local dailies.
Okay. Yeah, so again, we'd like to say thank you. Thanks to all of the managing editors, the editors in chief, for making available the papers every morning. Thank you so much. And let me just promise the public this week there's a little give birth to five.
Huh?
Yes. Yes, one woman gave birth to five children. Yes, on the spot. Five. That is wonderful. Yeah, so we'll try to bring her on.
Wow.
Yeah. So in fact, the sad part of it, one of the child passed.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I don't know the main reason. So she gave birth to five children. God is so great.
So now she has 4.
Yeah, 4 now. Yes. So I don't know. We'll see if we can bring her on this week. Yes. And again, we want to say good morning to all of you. When I got the news, James Matchingburg, I said, Lower Upper Mangibi.
Upper
Mangibi, yes. Yeah, Mangibi program. Boom. The last time we had triplets from the same Mangibi. Anyway, so we'll try to bring her on this week. Yeah, so we want to start it off this morning. When I woke up, I saw the post from Representative Musa Belete.
Okay.
Yes, and this is a national issue. That's why we're bringing it out to the public. The work that is being done in Nima County in District 7. All right. You know Nima very well. You know your county the in and out very well.
Yeah.
But the importance of that bridge, the Yah River Bridge, and the day that bridge will be dedicated, I want to say that to the president. Good morning to His Excellency Joseph Boykai. All hail the king. It's good we respect our leader. President Boykai, there's a bridge that was well constructed and built by Representative Musa Belete in Nima County that connects the two counties, Bon and Nima. Before then, people had died in this Yah River. There have been reports all along. So I want to say this out. Thank you very much. This is service to country and county Musa Belete. On the dedication of that Yah River, because that bridge worth almost $1 million, if possible, 1 million. It's a national government project. I want the president to be a part of that dedication, aside of politics. Because the importance, I'm seeing the Facebook posts all along back and forth and things. So I want to say to the Ability Development Foundation, the BDF, all right, there should be an invitation to the president. If the president is dying in attendance, the vice president should be a part of that dedication. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, we saw it very important that it was captured in the news as you listened this morning. We want to again, in fact, as son of Nimba, we love to say thank you to Mr. Ability for that great job. And the thing about it, that's not the only work that the lawmaker is doing in Nimba. You're seeing Bond City lights up,
Mhm.
Secretary lights up, some many towns
Mhm.
lights up, roads from one town to another, from one village to another. We want to appreciate the lawmaker for the work he's doing. And the matter of fact, he started these various projects even before the campaign and after the election. He's still continuing with the work. So it speaks to the fact that he was not doing it because he wanted public office.
Mhm.
I mean, this is a way of giving back to the people of Nimba, and Mr. Ability, we want to say congratulations to you. I mean, you'll be remembered. I think there's statistics around 48 or some more people who died crossing that particular river.
From the river.
Yes, where the
Mhm.
bridge is constructed or is being constructed. We want to say thank you so much. I mean, I saw the pictures. You know, a group of
He had a
people.
post last night.
Yeah,
Say bang at night, right?
yes, okay.
Bang City.
I also saw that. You see,
Okay.
so we want to appreciate you so much for the work you're doing for the people of Nimba. Thank you. We wish that you can have more opportunities, more open doors, more partnerships, so that your work, all your wealth, your goodwill can impact the people of Nimba and Liberia at large. They say when a man is rich, it's not that he's eating good food, not that
Having declared his
yeah,
asset and
yeah.
everything.
Now that he's eating food, his children
Mhm.
are in good
Mhm.
schools,
Mhm.
but his wealth is impacting his community. That's how you know people that get something. You know, not by the car they drive, but
No.
by the impact they make on their immediate environment. That's
Mhm.
how you know this person is rich and their riches is making some impact on the community. We want to
Yes.
say thank you to you, and we look forward to doing bigger things.
Yeah.
Yes, in Nimba.
I saw the
Uh,
post for him, Bang City,
yeah,
in the night.
the last
Mhm.
time, even though I went for deaf issue, but when I went to Barn to buy some stuff, I saw the road wide open. I said, "Ah, but the thing, I think we'll move from Oreo County down now." You know, so Mr. Ability, I want that road to go also pass through Yahweh Mesron and go to Zikepa, where at least it's a short way for the people of Yahweh Mesron to get to the Jackson
Yeah.
Ebdo
Le
Hospital
meilleur coin de
in
place au
Tapeta.
Niger
Yeah, yeah. Zikapa
Mhm.
is the future capital city of
Of
Liberia.
Liberia. You're
Yes,
projecting that?
feasibility done by the early administration.
Okay.
Yes, so
The future capital.
in the future,
Is it in District 7?
District 9.
9.
Yes, that's
Okay.
my district.
Okay.
Yes, in
Okay.
the future, the capital city will go there.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
you're going on social media, you'll say congratulations to
yeah.
Musa
To
Ability.
to
Yeah. Before we
Representative.
start anything here this morning, you'll say thank you to
Yeah,
Musa
thank you to
Ability.
Representative Musa Belete.
Yes.
He's doing extremely well, and God will bless you
And I
too.
want the President Boykai, to be part of that dedication.
Yeah, I
This
think
is a government
I
project.
support that too.
Yes, it's a
Yeah,
government project.
yeah.
1 million, do a bridge, the Yah River Bridge. Anyway, yeah, so let's move on. Before we get to the GSC
Ah,
report.
man, I Mr. Belete, how come in call you give
Uh,
me say Magaya Terima.
yeah. No, the race to cross the river and people die in
It's
it.
massive.
Yeah,
God, I mean, we are really grateful. And I
yeah.
know the people of District 8, District 7 are mostly grateful, and the people of that side of Bond County are also very grateful because they can easily commute,
Mhm.
between the two counties.
Yes, again, before we go to the GSC report thing, I mean, some of you will not like what I'm about to say, but this is very important. With our own research, most of the recent cases at the JFK, people are now coming down with cancers.
Mhm.
Yes, this kind of sickness will normally hear in the Western world. Oh yeah, the person, cancer, cancer, cancer. So research have shown that maybe the doctors have not come out to say and want to inform our government. There's thing they call CSHA. The CSHA now is one of the major cause of people coming down with cancer. Yeah, with cancer, right? CSHA smoke is a toxic. Just one inhale of a CSHA is equivalent to a whole pack of cigarettes. Remember they'll tell you say, well, cigarette smoking is dangerous to your health. When you smoke the Marlboro, the Duga, the same man is telling the same man who's puffing it. And I don't know if government is thinking enough to put a ban to it. Well, someone will say you put it in other business. But this is very serious. Very soon you'll hear JFK reporting. Yes, people are coming now with cancer now. It's becoming the order of the day. And the main cause behind this is what? The one you smoke, the one you enjoy, you call the shisha. That shisha, it have tobacco, carbon monoxide, not carbon dioxide, but carbon monoxide that cause chemicals more than even the cigarette smoke. So just the one of it. Yeah. So, but good morning, His Excellency. Let's say good morning to the House of Senate. There are people who started to work, despite being nominated by the president. They've been going to work already. We're all going for confirmation.
Mm.
Yes, and I think it's a very bad thing. All right, we've been getting information. Some of you are not going for confirmation if you are started to go to work. You should go for confirmation first before you move on. Let me just give you an example. Like, see, the managing director at Water and Sewer. The Senate they should speed track and confirm these people. Then let the people go confirm them. Then Mo Ali will not be signing as the DMDF, the DMDA, and thing. The managing director should not be signing all checks and other things. So when you confirm these people to be able to work, but you are not confirmed. You are not confirmed. There are few names. Some of the employees now, some of them, flagging these names up already. People going to work, all going for confirmation. What are we heading? You could be rejected in the confirmation. The Senate could not confirm it, but you started to go to work already. Okay. The managing director for finance. Let me just leave the news out. We'll get to it another time. But let's go to this GSC report, the big one.
Mm.
The report market will take almost like 2 days, 465 pages from Gaswar Jackson. Good morning. That was a well comprehensive report from the GSC. There are some names that we'll see that have been paying with checks.
Mm. I see.
You'll be surprised.
I'll go through the thing. And check.
You see some names where government have been paying. Some people then quietly for us, they're receiving you some. But the thing here is this. Former President George Weah said in a consolidated account, he left 40M, right? Then our president, Joseph Boykai, too, came up and said 20M. I think the two people then, there was a slack error. The ones who were responsible, they are the ones who have not come out to Liberian people and say, look, with our audit, this is 9 million. And of the two reports, the one George Weah have told, the one Joseph Boykai have told, who we listen to, all three of them will go for the GSC report.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was an error right there. The GSC report tell us 9 million. Damn it. So names then they've been paying to individual names. Individual names. Some people have received 50,000. Am I calling some names? Or we should leave it? Yeah, this is the GSC report. I mean, a GSC report, right?
I see some names.
Yeah, let me give you some familiar names. Like Rupert Newville.
Mm.
Yeah, so when you get a name, and then you will tell Liberian people what sort of work you have done for government, you receive this kind of money, the huge amount. Yeah. So, as part of the GSC report, of the 9 million now, and this paycheck was just released on the 19th of January.
Mm-hmm.
They have names here. Okay, I mean, it's a legal institution. So maybe they have scaling on petrol to government. Yeah, so you can question.
Auto service, at least you can.
Yeah, you can question it. John K. Chu. This guy name have popped up more than 6 or 8 times in the GSC report. In the physical tone of 14,000 some payment.
What kind of work you were doing?
John Chu Jr. 14,000, 28,000. Mm-hmm. Rufus Newville. Rufus D. Newville. You know that representative, former representative?
I think so.
Yeah, 25,000. Michael D. Sando. 55. I'm reading from the GSC report.
Mm-hmm.
55,000.
Ofori
Dwe. Yes, Ofori. 50K. Damn it. From God to man. Raw money.
J. McCavin's mother.
Yeah, McCavin 80,000. Look, these individual names, we need to know what sort of work they have done.
Yeah, what services they were rendering to government.
If you pay to institution, we'll not have a problem. You see, Aminata and Sonia, we won't question Aminata. If we say institution name, but individual names, will they use some of payment? David Bowman, 80,000. Miata Russell, 50,000. James Colley, 50K. Allen Tabor, 50,000. Prince P. Wilson, 50,000. The General already reported. Let me scroll down and go. And then you get release. John K. Chowu, 28,000. Again, at the theater now. Joseph Boyka, the president now. So the money I think was for inauguration.
Okay.
Yeah. Is he the president here?
Okay.
On November
Okay.
29. Those are the inauguration money. So you go question the one. Councilor Prayer Brown Bull. Oh, Council New.
Yeah. Maybe a legal service.
I didn't go too well before you talk about legal charge
Yeah,
against us. Yeah, but
yeah,
legal
maybe
service.
that legal
Okay.
service.
Tell me, my own like brand artist, John Briggs.
Hmm? Why you laughing? Maybe that entertainment service.
Look, I respect GSD, man. I respect GSD. Look, Dexter,
But
just you wait for GSD report to come up.
say what these payments were made for? The services rendered, or
Yeah, I didn't look. I said 465.
anyway, I don't think it is the GST to explain all of that. All you know, these are monies that were paid.
Yeah,
that
money were
out,
paid.
yeah.
Paris Ja. Oh, the former
Someone said
senator.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me keep in some of the figures. Boy, yeah, the figure now, the start saying. For Metal Rosler, Mohamed K. Jallo, Vestor City, Leroy Lincoln. I mean, so
Wow.
in short of this GSC report, of the report, the detailed findings here says that 59, that is 9 million actually, 9 million is the actual figure left, consider the entire account. So, I mean, former President George Weah said 14 million. He said that in a turnover phase. When Joseph Boyka too, he made mention of 20 million. So who do we listen to? We listen to the General Auditing Commission, the GAC. The report that is out, if some of my media colleagues you don't have, go and get their report. 465 pages of the report. And the report go with individual names that payment was made to. Name by names. And today we want to say that GSC report will look up to. Anyway, yes, this is the TBS. We anticipate our guests. Let's pick calls coming up on Talk to Your Leader on 0770 153 Let's hear from you. Lamin Newton will be with us shortly. Then, of course, 9:15 this morning, we'll have the LD boss, Abraham Kroman. AB Kroman will be our guest in the last segment of the True Breakfast Show. Yeah, let's get calls coming up on the TBS 0770 153 Call, you be live. Let's hear from you. Let's do a minute per call. Let's go to the line and pick our first caller by mobile. This is the Breakfast Show. Good morning. A minute call. Good morning.
Don't join this conversation from Maurice One. Only I want to be grateful to God for you people. For the information, tirelessly you continue to provide. And some of us we didn't know the details of these things, but you can plan to go with that information so that you will be able to do it. So I'm grateful to God for you. That you are always for this information. Thank you.
Okay, so let me read. Look, tomorrow I'll take time and bring more of the report. The Central Bank of Liberia, according to the GAC, the observation, the Central Bank of Liberia government payroll account on November 30th, 2023, last year, paid 50 million for salaries without evidence of ratification. Look at that. Without the legislature signing, the CBL paid 50 million for salaries. Look, we'll take time. It will take 30 minutes on the GSC report, which of course we'll have in our possession. We'll do so on tomorrow. But let's pick more calls on this morning. Yes.
Yeah, 0770202579 is the other number you can call this morning. Let's take this one. Good morning. Go ahead.
This is Mark Timber. I'm calling from Bainsfield, specifically District 3. I really appreciate you guys' discussion this morning, but there was a newspaper article that talked about the NPA I don't know if people going into the security of the situation, the National Port Authority, where 10 individuals, according to what I read earlier this morning, around 1 o'clock, 10 individuals have been found guilty of all kinds of crime that they have committed at the NPA, including civic capacity and the rest of the other people. But I also want the government to take that seriously, because these are things that have been happening all the time in this country. That I mean, those people have gone scot free. They should not just be something that would, I mean, just bring it to the news. I mean, this was just at the end of the day, nothing happened to it, and all of these people, some of them, according to what I'm hearing, they have left the country. So the government should take it very seriously and act according to the law. But Marka, also to our city, the city of Beansville, that's something that is so dear to our heart, because we live in Beansville, and every good thing that happens in Beansville, we stand to benefit, and every bad thing we stand to be affected by that. So, as we always call on the Senate committee to quickly confirm our brother who has been appointed as Rob Bestman, so they can take his office. So, in order to fast track activities in Beansville.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
All right, great. Let's pick this caller. Good morning.
To you, I'm David Kochi. Let me speak to my first leader, Mr. Benedict. Thank you for your hard work. And I want to let you know that we, the people of Nimba County, I'm from place of Yahweh Minnesota District, number 9. We, the people of Nimba, are going to take you to the Senate in 2029. So please keep on doing your good work. And number 2, only people are working without being concerned or confirmed. So Senate, please speed up. The government has to run. I don't know what the procedures are, but you're taking too long to confirm people. The government has to run. So that's the reason why perhaps some people, I'm not saying it's the right, but maybe that's the reason why some people are taking seat now without being confirmed. Please hurry up. Hurry up. Thank you.
Okay, great. More calls up this morning. Look, the GSC report will go.
My name is Peter G. Peterson. I'm calling from Johnson, side. I want to be grateful to God and also you guys for the information that you pass on to us. To be frank, gentlemen, we have been ignorant. Our eyes have been blind. They have closed our eyes, our eyes were blind, so we don't know anything about our own country. But brother, today when I woke up some morning, I would sit down from morning to evening, and I love somebody who is not professional. But where do we get a job from? Few foolish people say that I eat the money for no reason.
Watch your words, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for you not working language. You know, people will just sit down and come and get on themselves, and they just put the resources together. That's nothing for everybody. Let them go deeper with the ground there. Let them go to drink for it. Every provider of job become a citizen. And government say, oh, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Let's pick this call online with to anticipate our guests in 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
Yes. 5 minutes for down 0770153265. We're sure the public will go into the GSC report on tomorrow. Yes, and of course tomorrow we'll also confirm that the LACC boss, Council Alexandra Zu, have confirmed that she will be with us on tomorrow. The LACC boss will also on tomorrow. Yes. This is the breakfast show. The call drop. So if you have one, you can go. So. The report is very, very something scary. At some point in time, the GSC is saying there's a risk. Failure to prepare the timely bank reconciliation may lead to non-detection of errors, omissions, and fraud. Damn it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Marka. Good morning to O'Neill this morning. The name is Daniel Chester Kennedy. I'm joining the conversation from my judging today.
Go ahead.
O'Neill, I want to say thank you for the information this morning. People, we are following GSC closely. I think they are doing well. Let's make sure to document everything that is happening at our center bank, because the center bank is where our money was being kept. Either among government, past government officials, but we know now things are coming up, and we are looking up to the GSC to bring forth more, information from our center bank so that people who are involved can be prosecuted. Thank you so much this morning for the program.
Okay.
Yes, so the last time I checked with the GAC, this kind of report, I remember John Molu coming up when Ellen just took over. This is a well compiled report from the GAC that covers everything. That's 466 pages. Can you imagine? Capture everything. Those of you who have been taking 50 cents or 0.5 cents, or capture all of your name into the report here. Anyway, let's pick just 2 more calls. I'm still yet to see our guests in studio. Good morning.
disrespect our country. And you know, our president just want to tell you people thank you this morning. The thing that you put for this country, I don't know what we'll do for you because you people are compared to BBC Nine like we are seeing you today. But let me tell the CEO, Mr. Brady, thank you for the hard work. What Brady is doing in Marka is not something to take lightly. Every that we will get involved in the kind of initiative, the community, those who are in power, we do help our community. Two things that happen quickly. The power of government, the former president was elected and the other president, nothing was left. Do not justify what was left there. This government left 20 million before the end of 40 million. So what happened is that at least these people are audited the government, and now the result we need to take is the audit result. For this government.
So after three now, you go hold on. The former president said 40M. This current government now say Joe Biden said 20, and the GSC now the one responsible for that said 9 million. What do you listen to?
The two finance people who was in charge of Samuel Twenty going here from Central and other things, that don't put that allowed to judge we are, and the current president was on our transitional team. I think just the border in the two things don't even lack of the border. So if the poor people and as the national people will be given up because they got to my kind of money, I think we are heading somewhere wrong. So that you be able to take some action. Best government to take action on all it. The man just do all it and leave it like that. Let the people who eating this money get a count of this money so that we can take all the money back to pay some for teachers and people who got cancer that want to solve.
Okay. Thank you, Yoko. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Bobby Addison.
Yes, sir. Well, I called this morning to greet my president, Joseph Yima Wanda. And Owner Waka, I know you're a regular listener to the station. I've now been following the national security area with my background as a security journalist. If what you have appointed the national security boss.
You mean the NSA, right?
NSA, yes.
No.
I recommend if you have not, the women PSC meeting that position. That they have invested the international community have invested a lot on women PSC at the NSA. And also, I want to recommend to you that this government is government of inclusion. We from the National Patriotic Party, NPP, we should be part of your government. We are appealing to you. Please include NPP officials.
Okay, include NPP officials. Let's take just one more call and go to Nima County. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Morning.
Early morning, Chief.
Great. Go ahead. You're calling from Nimba, right?
You are 100% correct. I'm calling from Nimba. Central Nimba, precisely Sapeke.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning to one of the finest lawmakers and the best lawmaker ever in the history of the block on Musa Belete for the level of work that he did for the district. You know, during the campaign, we told people that Musa Belete is a blessing to Nimba, not just district serving, because his work has gone beyond district serving. As you can see, the bridge or the bridges that follow reconstruction, especially the Yah River Bridge, almost 99% complete. Very soon, let me say, where you'll be coming, and the people of Nima will be seeing the face of Oni and will be either happy with him doing the dedication of that bridge. So we say thank you to Musa Belete and his family, and we continue to pray that God will continue to bless him to do more development in Nima. Let me say thank you to the Black President of Africa.
Okay.
Joseph Yima for the way you have started, and we know that this government will do better for the different people.
Thank you. Yes, this last caller. Good morning.
Good morning, O'Neill.
Morning.
Good morning, Marka. So this morning, let me begin by introducing myself, Claudius, and I'm calling from the city of Beansville. Let me say thanks to the representative of District Number 7, Nima County, in person of Honorable Musa Yete. You know, District 7 having to be my home. I'm a son of tech, and I'm so proud of the work he's doing there. I'm proud of the leadership, and I believe that Honorable Yete will do and present the best leadership for the people of Second PA, especially District Number 7. Moving forward to the establishment of the World Economic Ground Code, we want to encourage each and every young Liberian, especially us that was sitting mass, that our parents were sitting mass during the war. We see this World Economic Ground Code as a must, and we want to say to our leaders, those of them who participated in the war, in seeing this war as to be a target for them, we are saying it is about time that they should put down their
Okay, there's a time you put that anyway. He's off the line. Anyway, so while we anticipate our guests, again, want to say good morning to the House of Senate. It have been taking so long now. There are a lot of folks who have been nominated up to now. They are not been confirmed. Some of them don't even know the confirmation date. All right, so government needs to run. There are some. They are managing director for finance. Various position, but the ministry cannot be at whole. You can have one MD. I'm using water and sewer because we've been making some calls back and forth. You can have the DMDF or the DMDA for administration not in office. Then you have one person who's the MD not signing. I mean, at one point in time, more Ali Iva, you even have a problem with the internal auditors. Yes, because why? The operation of government is not going. The people have been nominated, and some of them now, what they are doing, they're starting to go to work already because the Senate can call them. They even have them to schedule, and it's true. Besides water and sewer, there are other institutions. People going to work already. Don't even know whether they'll be confirmed or not. I want to call on to the president. What I've been told now, Joseph Boyka have putting things into order that any other listing that will come out, the president will see it. Yes, that's a reliable information I've gotten. And I think it's good. If this government will succeed, the rightful things needs to be done. Then this GSC report. This report, I remember going through this report, 465 pages. As for the detailed findings, I don't think tomorrow we'll have length of time to go into this report. The report, section 2 of this report, speaks of irregularities associated with government borrowing money from the CBL. The report FASO, the report is so big. And I asked the guys who in the print media to go after this report. Government borrowing money from the Central Bank of Liberia, the CBL. So, as part of our 1986 Constitution, no loan shall be raised by the government on behalf of the Republic. This is a breach. The 1986 Constitution, no loan shall be raised by government on behalf of the Republic or guarantees given for any public institution. And guess what? There was money borrowed from the government, from the CBL. That's why Liberians will take time to go into this report. And there are some names here. There are some names. One of the major observations from the GSC report. Good morning to you guys who are Jackson. It's a well compared report. Very good, One of the observations said during the audit, we observed the following irregularities associated from borrowing money from the CBL. The Central Bank of Liberia financed government payroll account on November 30th in an amount of 50 million for payment of salaries without evidence of ratification. The House of Legislature was not in the know. Government borrowed money to pay what? Civil servants. Now this is why, and no one will question the CBL. The CBL, the GAC. The GAC is 9 million left here in a consolidated account. This is 9 million, and that's what Liberian people will listen to. 9 million. Again, as I close up, there are individual. There is no personal thing if we're making mention of some of your name, but the GSA report have base caption of some individual names. What sort of services they offer? They should come out and let Liberian people know, because this amount we are saying they are huge sum of money. Take for example, if we see institution like Green Auto Service, we could say, well, these people provide some kind of service to government. It was pay in check. That time and Sons won't question this. Any institution that have government or not even government, you have an institution need like you have here, the General Review account. They have this other institution, the National Security Agency. Okay, the National Teacher Association. We can question this kind of payment. No, The National Association of Prosecutors of Liberia, we can question this. Okay, no, you can't question this kind of payment. The National Social Security Welfare, but when we see individual names, like you have John K. Chuo Jr. This one name within this report have popped up more than 5, 6, 7 times. With this payment, 14,000. Let's know what sort of service do you offer. Alan Tobo, 15,000. And the payment, no. And this payment was just done of this year, 2024, January 19. David Bowman, 80,000. The money was released. Miata Russell, 50,000. Don't get me wrong. I mean, just for the benefit of the public, because the GSC didn't tell us the services you offer to government, but you received the check and when money was paid, that's what the GSC captured. Yes. James Colley, 50,000. Talking about transparency here. Yeah. Of probably Dway, 50,000, 50K. Good sum of money. Rufa Nubel. Oh, how many? 25,000. Michael T. Sando, $55,587. I'm going strictly from the GSC report. Liberian artist John Breaks, 2,600 for the $4. Councilor Prayer Bamboo, maybe the council over liver service. It's also been captured here. Mangibi County Service Center, 486,000, according to the GSC report. Sasuk Shopping Center, Lockheed Development Pharmacy. These are institutions being mentioned here. Again, I want to say kudos to Jackson, Kaswa Jackson, the head of the GSC and all of your team. It's a well-compiled report, 465 pages. We need to take our time. I mean, you hear some other names, some other familiar names that's been captured from this report. So, how much was left in the consolidated account? The answer to Liberian people, those of you listening, you listening in Grand Juliet, if you're listening to us in Lofa County, you're listening to us in Nimba County, in Bombing, in Grand Kidbound, in Sino, just everywhere in Mangibi, we announce to you the money that was left in the consolidated account is 9 million. And we're reporting that this is the GSC, the General Auditing Commission. Who do it? Which one will take? The GSC report. Anyway, yes, so we have to have our guest here this morning. This is the Breakfast Show, Truth FM 96.1. And I mean, you're hearing some, a little bit of discussion in the background. Sorry for that because we have major work still going on. As part of our rebranding process here at Truth FM, we have some works still being done from the studios and other part of the building. So it appears that our first segment guest is not coming through. So we entertain a few calls until 9 o'clock, but 9:15 we'll have the boss of the LDA, Abraham Kroman, AB Kroman, will be our guest right here on the TBS 0770153226. So let's entertain a few calls. The GSC report is a very good one. Yes, I will take time to go through this report more. It's a very, 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 very important report. I want to say kudos to the guys at the GSC. More calls here this morning on the Breakfast Show. Good morning. 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 Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
And so, from broad you know, I'm so surprised to listen to the GSC report here this now. On a serious note, I'm so sick about it. When you have individuals making or taking 50 billion of taxpayer money, money will cost them and raise the fund for this country to move on. Because and that, and what people pay back to work this generation of this money. You have no way of people, they just come back and dispose about it and start sharing it. When you take the country payroll at the cold price salary, what will you
So without even questioning Rufus, so they should just come and let us know that what sort of services they do offer.
So I think it's unfortunate on the part of the CDC government and I think the report, another report from the authority, I think typical basket so I think it is very disaster is very bad. You are elected on the national authority to make sure that people can be justice. And if you don't do this, trust me, we will so it's great, you.
Okay, great. Let's take a few calls out. Good morning. 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 Go ahead.
I want to say hello to the girl on the commission. And I want to say also yes, the teacher of the social teacher whatsoever. Everything that you learn to the program. We don't want to put there. So next time I come we go there as a company, you will come, supply, they comply the class services, or come to a contract, you have a material contract between you and the government for the services you render. So the school is not have the authority either in the student to say that lawyer.
No, I'm saying probably should go. No, maybe should go provide a legal service. That's what I'm saying. But they should come out and tell Liberian people. That's all. Okay, okay, we'll leave you there. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. Good morning.
Yes, sir. I mean, you guys are doing a fantastic job. You, Marka, and everybody else was involved. I appreciate that very much. But it's innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So let them do the investigation and hold these guys found guilty or not. Chance that you can invite Mr. Whatever Coleman to your studio so we can talk to him a little bit. Want to find out about the police system over here because I'm going through some sort of vehicle. Detachment. We thank you so much.
Brett, great. Let me just say that to the public. I mean, sometimes we find it difficult, we struggle. You know, when you invite guests to come through. Um, I mean, they are public servants. They should be willing and errand given time to come through. Sometimes we struggle a whole lot. So, I mean, we try to reach out to the police IG. But most time when you reach to these guests and think they'll say, well, they're busy, they carry on. I mean, come in, you can do with all the media. And the kind of job we do here, we are a professional job. Anyway, yes, let's see who can take a few more calls. I guess Newton will not make it through because of the time. But he assured us that he was going to come on through this morning. Anyway, but again, those of you who are appointed and just taking over ministries, autonomous agency, don't go into the institution with wish hunt star. I mean, it will catch up along with you. We are hearing misinformation, disinformation, but some of you now, you're suspending people, taking them off the post. We should be very careful. When you're just taking over, sometimes you go in the ministry with a high expectation, and in the long run, you know, something will catch up along the way with you. You're just suspending. I mean, everyone want to come up with their own ball. And just have it in mind, government cannot accommodate everybody. Sometimes you go in the institution as a new managing director. You go and meet a professional team already there working. Government is continuity. You know, you meet someone who knows the system very well. But you just come in to clear the whole team. Wait, where are you going to start from? You will struggle. I know. When people are appointed, they have their own team they want to come on board with. But just have it in mind, you have professionals who have been working for years. You just want to take all of them or just replace them, you will struggle. Because The person you are bringing into that office don't know where to start from. They always look up to you, the boss. I mean, for today, I'm not going to call institution name, but this is what happening. If the previous government have done so, you should not be doing the same thing. Because I remember when CDC took over, where the officer people have been replaced, even you, Mo Ali, affected you. You was at the Minister of Finance, right? Mo Ali, let me use you for example. Amos Square. They didn't dismiss you, they reassign you. But you to take him over, you shouldn't do the same thing, man. Mo, you was at Ministry of Finance. They reassign you, I think, to Grand Crew. You couldn't accept it, you have to resign. But you take over, you want to do the same thing? No, you can't. That's when you show the difference. Well, if this guy had made major errors, we are all Liberian. And your president, Joseph Boyka, our president, not your president alone. Boyka is president for all of us. He said his government will be government of inclusion. You can start taking people off their positions, suspending people. Some of these people, you have never met them in person. You have never seen them. Just from they say, and you taking them off. There are some institutions that are more bigger than any one of you. When you try to settle in there before you realize it, you start to regret. Government is not play. There are some institutions, I don't want to say it's a tradition, this business as usual. Good morning to His Excellency Joseph Boyka. I mean, you're taking some green tea this morning. This business as usual word that you are used now, most of your able lieutenants, these are the things they are saying everywhere. No business as usual. Most of them now will be saying today, business as usual. If someone have made an error in the past, what is happening right now? Government can accommodate everybody. You should have that in mind. They appoint you as minister, as deputy minister. You won't bring even your horse ball to come be driver and thing and just feeling. That's what's happening right now. It's not possible. Government can take everybody in the system. And besides that, there are professionals already there. Oh yeah, you don't know? They have to tell you where to stop. You have to. But what is going on now? I mean, some of these things now will be bringing out to the attention of the president. And this is what they call us, member of the fourth estate. If you sit down, we know I'm not opposition. I can never be opposition. But as a guardian member of the fourth estate, we are gatekeepers of the society. When we see the wrong going, we'll flag it out. Oh yes. Yes. We have to do so. You can't go meet people in the place that you just replacing. I mean, if that happened 6 years ago, you all accuse the CDC government. You can't come and start doing the same thing. Otherwise, after 6 years, another thing will come up with the same thing. That's how Liberia will be continuing to go on. Go on. Anyway, yeah. So it's unfortunately, I guess I'm not being able to make it in time. This morning, right here on the True Breakfast Show. This morning by 9:50, we anticipate the LDA boss Abraham Kroman will be with us this morning. So our guest from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Laren Yonton, Deputy Minister for TVET of Youth and Sports. I mean, with 9 minutes up to 9 o'clock, I mean, we announced that it's not possible to have him on this one. It's disappointing, you know. Anyway, but no further comment, but it's disappointing. Yes, so in the space of this, again, those people have just been confirmed. You know, when they just nominate you to social media, I can fly with the information. Congratulations. Even those who have never connected with you before, you know, they want to come out, and because this is your appointment, they're excited. People want to celebrate with you. But what I can say to you, when you are appointed, your first target is not to get people out of the system. That is something, it's a bad precedent if you start it. Let's go and take this person out of the system. Otherwise, else, the person who you are bringing are going to start from nowhere, to start from zero, and to understand the system. The government is not something easy to play with. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I'm saying it directly to Mo. You see, the plan now, the plan at White Plain Water and Sewer will be off for a couple of days. You should be thinking how to bring the team together and work. Look, gentlemen, campaign period is now over. I'm not here to wish on anybody. If what has happened to me in the past, that is the past. Let's move on. Let's think about how we bring water into Central Monrovia here. Let's move on as a team. Besides that, even if it's going to be at the NPA, it can be at LPRC, you see the same thing. Then you have people working on board as a team, as a collective team. And this is good for our country. And the pressure goes back to our president. Some of the people we are appointing. And there is this issue with Kasua. Kasua's name was carried by the E-Mansion. I mean, Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Transport Railroads and Rudolph Nat. Both of their names were released on the same position. And guess what? Rudolph got confirmed ahead of Kasua. And Kasua team, man, as some of his party litigants, they are saying, well, the reason why Rudolph got confirmed because Senator James Bunny is the brother of Rudolph. So this is what happening. So what become of this man who the E-Marshal have carried now? I mean, and others too are counting the 100 days of Joseph Barker. Good morning to His Excellency. Good morning. People counting the 100 days now, the first 100-day deliverables. Some people go with a mindset will get people out of the system. You campaign against her vigorously, it's time for you to go out of the system. No. It shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be that way. Let's move on as a one country. Which country? Poor people who have iron ore, diamond, gold, rubber, everything in this country who still backward. Country like Gambia who just survived with cocoa. They're far ahead of us. Liberian man is a Liberian man. When you don't have power. Today, the Dealers Association, let me just say this out. Look, when we sit on this platform to speak, it's in the interest of the country. And you should take the criticism in a constructive way, in a good faith. Today, almost 1 month since the Dealers Association, when Amos Square first saw at the LPRC, 1 week later, he issued a press statement, right? With the new petroleum price on the Liberian market. That effective Monday, that the LPRC released. Gasoline will now be sold at 850 Liberian dollars. I mean, it's a good one. And guess what? Those who sell, those who deal, who sell to Liberian people, have been knocking on the doors of the managing director of the LPRC for over 1 month to have an audience with him. I mean, what sort of country is this? In elsewhere, Moda, there is this communication on the 15th will make it 1 month. The dealers are saying that they need an audience with you. I mean, sit with these people and listen to them. Sit with these people and listen to them. The Dealers Association, you issue a price out to Liberian market. The public, he said, this is what we're going to be selling that. Then the people who selling say, we want to sit with you. We need a meeting with you. And up to this date, it's difficult to get you. You have to push the people to come out to the media. It shouldn't be this way, man. Hey, man. Remember the main reason that people say, well, we'll vote Joseph Braga ahead of George Weah because we want good governance, right? Now you're taking over now. Business will still be as usual if you continue to do these things. Yes. Good morning. Most of the bullet will go back to His Excellency because you are the people who are there. The dealers been asking. You force the people to come out to the media. The Dealers Association say we need an audience with you, Amos Square. Muda. Sit with us. And these people have been, the organization have been existing since 2014. Why in case that they decide not to sell to the public, what will happen? We'll go to the campus to go buy gas or something. Why you can't sit and listen to them? This will be business as usual. Joseph Boyga, good morning to you, His Excellency. Your people are so difficult to get. Look, one of the things I will say is, the previous government 90% of the ministers in George Weah government, they were not answerable to the media. Oh yes, they were not answerable to the media. It is they shied away from everything. Yes, we work at the will and pleasure of the president. Is this the same thing will happen? The dealers association, the dealers association having a very difficult time to see Amin Muda, Amos Square. It'll be business as usual. I mean, man, it's a sad thing. Anyway, yes. So yeah, my last statement I said, well, I was not going to make any further comment because of um the Deputy Minister of Youth and Sport for TV program, the Minister of Youth and Sports. And interestingly, he still appear on the show. So sometimes there are times you go to host something. Yeah, so we have in the studio Deputy Minister for TV and the Ministry of Youth and Sports just walking in the studio. So we're taking at least yes, at least for 15 minutes or so because 9:15 we should have Abraham Chroma. Yes, Yonton, good morning. Okay, okay. How is the Ministry of Youth and Sports?
Yes, okay. It's great to have you, even though you came a little bit late. But I mean, give us a bit picture of your vision for your department or the ministry as deputy, especially for TVET. What do you bring to the table?
have across our training facilities like the MVTC, BTOTC, Clay, and the rest of the um, areas that we have TVET programs on in the Ministry of Youth and Sport. But more importantly, is to reimagine TVET in a way that we are taking TVET to the people and market our services and attract a lot of donor funding, which to a large extent the sector has depend on for the last 10 years.
Okay. Yeah, so I know you've been in that office for at least a relatively short time, but you care to say some of the issues that you have to address in order to ensure that your work is done smoothly?
Yeah, so when we did our initial survey, our initial assessment, we found out that the sector has a lot of problems, a lot of complexity, um, ranging from governance and leadership to even a lack of political will on the part of government to invest adequately into the TVET sector, to you know failure on the part of all stakeholders, mainly government stakeholders, to understand that TVET is a sector and not a subsector. So we you know we are deciding that we can address some of these problems. Take for example, um, the Arix youth. A lot of people think that the youth is just about the Sobos and jocks people, but it's a whole population of people who are graduating from high school and not entering into college, right? And taking a pathway of technical and vocational education that we have to address. These different population of young people that a capture on our services can be empowered. But also we found also that in places like, take for example, NVTC, the issue of drugs and substance usage is entering the classroom. People of
Mhm.
higher influence who are from the outside and using drugs who register um, to to change their life to go to school are now taking drugs there, and it's been a problem. We want to change that, and the president doing his State of the Nation
Mhm.
address was very clear that as first citizen of the country, he will submit himself to drugs test. So we having conversation as far as saying how we can ensure that it is a matter of policy across all of our TVET institutions to ensure that students or learners who are going there, are just tested as part of the requirement, registration requirement for our institutions, for all of the TVET facilities that we have. But it's one of the major problems. Like jobs are now entering the classroom across TVET facilities. We also learned so quickly that um, the the crowdedness of the facilities, is a major problem.
Okay.
Take for example, at the NVTC again, you have the mechanical department, which is attracting a lot of students who are enrolled into the school, but also the teacher student ratio is 1 to 34. um, we want to stay in track. We want to stay on the trajectory of the 2022 to 2028 new revised national TVET policy, which is now looking at TVET in a new way, and focusing on competence-based learning as opposed to just basic learning. And what that means is that we have to ensure that people who are going to matriculating to these wars are getting the practical experience of what they are learning as opposed to the theory, right? So we're moving to at least 75 to 80% practical and then 20% theoretical. So people have to do the hands-on in actuality. And if you're doing hands-on, what that means is that you can have the classroom crowded or the space crowded, because it will reduce the likelihood of people getting and grabbing the concept of what they're supposed to learn. So part of what we also want to do
Mhm.
is to reduce to have a cap on enrollment. um, when the teacher student ratio is dropped to at least 1 to 15 or 1 to 20, it makes a lot of sense, and people will be able to grab on to.
Yeah, so though you mentioned your vision earlier, the MVDC is one of the BKS when it comes to offering vocational training and education in the country, which you will also be supervising, but along with other partners, relevant institutions, including the Ministry of Education. How do you intend to expand vocational training, at least across the country, not just the MVDC, not just the one happening at BWR, but at least other vocational training institutes across the country?
It's been the focus of government to expand. In fact, we call it access and equity. So people must have access to technical and vocational education and training, but it should also go across for all who need it. And as a matter of fact, the Ministry of Youth and Sports is in charge of the informal sector, while the Ministry of Education is in charge of the formal sector. So for secondary schools um, and community colleges that must have technical and vocational curriculum in them, that lies within the purview and supervision of the Ministry of Education. But as far as expansion in terms of TVET services, we we as a government have, you know, capacity issue, a funding issue, and so we have, we have been partnering with
Mm.
donors and partners who are very concerned about ensuring that we can expand TV services to all parts of the country. Take, for example, under the Ministry of Youth and Sports, we have Montserrado, Bond counties are the three counties where we have the presence of TVA, right?
Okay.
So technically, what happens to the remaining counties, the remaining 12 counties? So along with our partner UNINO, we launch what we call the Youth Rising Project. The first phase of that project is completed. TVET vocational training will take into at least additional 6 counties.
Okay.
And as of December last year, you need to launch the second phase of the project, which will, we exhaust the remaining of the counties. There is assessment going on in Grand Bassa County, where we are trying to use the RMTC, the Road Maintenance Training Center facility, to ensure that TVET program is institutionalized in that part of the county. There's another assessment going on in Nimba, Southern Cody, to ensure that we take TVET. So by the end of the second phase of the Youth Rising project, along with UNIDO, which is a major donor partner to the government of Liberia as far as TVET, we will be experiencing TVET in all of the 15 counties, and the second phase ends in December of next year, 2025.
So we understand you also have a plan to create some level of visibility for the work you're gonna be doing in the country, maybe through uh, media awareness and all of that. You care to say more to that?
Yeah, we want to resolve, we want to transform TVET. It's part of our plan to make it more visible, to take TVET to the people, to rebrand and market all of our services and the different curriculum and syllable that has been taught across all of the TVET training facilities across the country that are under the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And I think it is important to note that when people think about technical and vocational training, they look at a population of people who have already failed, a
Okay.
population of people who they consider marginalized and destitute, and and the way to start is to start with simple messages, or we can now start to disabuse the mind of the public in how we can embrace TVET as not something that only belong to a generation of people who have failed in life, but something where we are able to create, male level technicians, which which are very very much needed in our economy today. The potential that TVET has, as far as creating jobs, when focusing on workforce development alone, can resolve some of the major issues of our young people unemployment across this country. And so we have to embrace it in a different way, and that's why we want to ensure that we're marketing everything we do about TVET. In the past it has not been done,
Mm.
but we'll be knocking on the doors of journalists, civil society, and all stakeholders to embrace TVET in a way that we can all together achieve this for a great number of young people who desperately need it at this time. And one thing I want to stress, right, is is one thing to market it, but at the end of the day,
Mm.
the sector has to be funded. Government stream of funding is not sufficient for the sector. If you look at the national budget over the last 3 to 4 years, um, is- except for salaries that deputy minister and people in the Department of TVET have been making, but there has not been no real investment into the sector.
Okay.
We want to change that. I want to make the
How
case
do we
that
intend to? How do you intend to change that?
Is to work with stakeholders, national stakeholders. Take for example, I have a very good relationship with the 55th National Legislature, with most of the senators and representatives. I've been making the case for TVET. I've been having private meetings with some representatives and senators, that in the next budget year, once the budget is formulated and it reaches to the Senate or the national legislature, we should have something significant for TVET. The government will have to demonstrate first its own political will to ensuring that they have its obligation, its meeting its obligation to not just TVET, but to the vast majority of young people that really need it. Another thing that I wanted to stress is that
Mhm.
all of my consultation and engagement so far have shown that there is a great appreciation for the formulation of the Liberia TVET Commission, which is called LITCOM. um, Donors are interested in that. The United States Department of State through the embassy pay according to visit, and they're very interested in how private stakeholders can have a say, can be a major part of this transformative effort. Through the leadership of Minister Ko Bangalore, we have been able to resubmit on the decks of the president the revised draft legislation on the creation of the TVET Commission. We are hoping that the president, in keeping with the 100-day deliverable, which is captured in Objective 7 of that 100-day deliverable,
Why do we need a TVET commission?
well, it resolves some of the problems that we have currently. The issue of governance and leadership of the sector, as you know, that part of the responsibility of TVET is shared by the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Ministry of Education. So there are times where people have to act to implement policy. We documented a lot of different policies on TVET, more than 8 to 10 policies over the last 10 years. But implementation has been a problem because when it comes to implementation, out of the youth and sport, people say, "Oh, that education responsible for this." You want to education, oh, that youth and sport, right? And even with the interministerial meeting task force on TVET, it seems not to be working because there is no clear policy direction. There's no leadership. The Ministry of Youth and Sports or Education, reverting on taking major decisions as it relates to the sector, because there's a shared responsibility and policy issues scattered between the two ministries. So with the TVET Commission, it resolves most of the glitches, most of the issues that we have been noticing over the past time. And I think, as one in charge of TVET, under the Ministry of Education, I think is a step in the right direction for us to go.
Well, any new plans specifically for this MVDC? Because in the past, some students are complaining about the issue of equipment for practical work and all of that. I mean, have you done some level of assessment there too, to at least know the needs as to what to do to improve on some of these issues?
Yeah. Again, like I said, we the new revised national TVET policy 2022 to 2028 is focusing on competence-based learning.
Okay.
And what that means is that students, not just at NVTC, but BTO teaching the rest of government-run TVET institution must be able to teach at least 75 to 80% practical.
Okay.
Um, that means that we have to build, our workshops, our different practical workshop to the capacity where students are really having hands-on learning. We have to move to having different apprenticeship programs where when you leave from the walls of the classroom, you're able to learn practically to someone who is experienced in that field, whether it's mechanic or carpentry or whatever. So we are moving towards that. I know the challenge has been having the right kind of tool and equipment
Mhm.
across most of these institutions, but it also bows to funding. At MVTC, with the help of the NIDO, we bring in the institution up to speed in its full capacity, but we also need to do same with the CLAVE in Agricultural Vocational Training Center in Bowman County,
Okay.
the Julie Joao in Bowman County, the Youth Agricultural Training Center in rural Montserrat in Bentor, the Tumutu, we have to bring all of these institutions to its full capacity. And part of what I'm going to do is to ensure that, in fact, at the Ministry of Youth and Sport, there is a bureau on TVET, the Bureau of TVET. We
Okay.
have to bring that bureau to its full capacity, with the right kind of staff, the right kind of professional that have worked in the sector for many years, they have the qualification. We'll be generating new projects, designing and ensuring that we can attract a lot of funding to the sector, because that will change the trajectory for us. I also want to speak on the issue. I know Abraham Kamara will be here after I leave, but
Yeah,
the
shortly.
issue the
Yeah.
issue of youth and drugs and crime and all of that fits into what we do. As much as the DA is very, very committed to ensuring that young people who are using drugs and usage in our country are apprehended, but the fundamental question is that where do all of these people end up in the prison? So we are developing a program to take TVET to the prison, so that if you come in contact with the law, for example, and you went to prison today or went to jail, you don't spend 1 year or 2 year in prison, right, and come out and then go back to the same activity and behavior that took you to prison. It becomes a cycle, right? So in Liberia, I think 80% of the time people who leave prison have relapsed. They go back into the same attitude that land them back into prison. So we want to ensure that our young people who are in prison across the country are not just there wasting their time and their life. So when we're able to take TVET to the prison, you are there. You can in 9 months or 1 year, you're able to learn basic essential skill that when you come out, you can have some level of income for yourself. You can do contract here and you can do contract there, and
So
you'll be
this is one thing that I specifically have spoken about over the period of time. People just go into jail and you stay in jail, you come out with no new development. But I mean, what you have touched is very significant, and I mean, I'm a big fan of that. But is this just a wide dream, or is this something you're working towards that you can set a time frame to?
yeah. We're certainly working. In fact, we've started working towards that. Like I said, we're going to equip the Bureau of TVET at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and there are two components of the bureau that are very essential: the project design and implementation, and the monitoring of all of our TVET facilities across the country. So we're going to generate as many projects as possible for young people and to address social problems that we are currently confronted with. So yeah, it's something that we are already started working on. We'll be reaching out to all of the stakeholders, the interministerial task force. We're looking forward to also including the Liberia Drugs enforcement agency on that task force, so that we are all on the table and designing ways through which we can help our young people.
Okay, so again, because of the time issue, we already have the LDA bus in the building, so we'll just give you at least 2 minutes to close up. We hope that we can have you here again another time, at least for a longer time.
Yeah. So TVET is everyone's business. There is a draft legislation already on the decks of the president. We are hoping that in the next 6 months to a year, we can have the new commission, the Liberia TVET Commission, that will resolve some of the many complexities that the sector has been faced with. But we want the Liberian people to now embrace TVET. This is a new day for our sector. We have all of the right people in place that are passionate about not just helping at-risk young people, but the different population of young people that really need TVET. And let's reimagine TVET in a way that we are able to translate some of these trainings across the different training facilities into creation of jobs, because that's what our young people need. They need the kind of skill set to move them in the direction of gainful employment, and it's something that we at the Ministry of Youth and Sport, we are committed to doing.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. He's Laraman S. Yonton, the Deputy Minister of Tibet at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. We hope to have him here again another time to do more of these discussions. He's been our guest in the first segment this morning. We're taking a break. When we come back, the voice you will hear will be Abraham Kroman, the Director General of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, here on the TBS of Truth 96.1 FM.
Let me run 9 to for me and the family. Get your home internet router from any Orange.
Orange. Orange. Orange. Orange. Orange. Orange.
Studio here, Mr. Abraham Kroman, the Director General of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, alongside Olu Rabos and the rest of the crew there.
Yes,
Olu?
thank you so much, Marka. Again, also good morning. Welcome to the last segment of the True Breakfast Show 96.1 The Heart and Soul of Liberia. My name is O'Neill. It's a privilege to have the LDA boss, Abraham Nkrumah, live with us on the breakfast show this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. It's a pleasing pleasure to be in this very cruisy evening.
Okay. So interestingly, Marka, he said to the Deputy Minister for the TV program, the Ministry of Youth, you have to hold on for 5 minutes. Yes, before you go on to. So, folks, this is going to be an interactive show. Running Crowbar, you have a complimentary word from
Yeah, he's a very young man. I thought young people were only in the real government. I didn't know we had some young people in the.
You want to start like that? I
A very
mean,
young guy,
yes.
look, I'm elated to see. I mean, I listened to you. You're very articulate, and not just of your vociferation, but with the content of what you're trying to put up.
It's not available for
Thank you.
collaboration. LDA, Development Ministry of Youth and Sports. Is that
Oh no,
workable?
that's we are actually on the same committee right now, the
Mhm.
presidential task force. So we've already gone to the place there in Bento,
Yeah.
and then we will be collaborating because TVS will have to be another component of the rehabilitation process.
Exactly.
Because once we bring them into the process, we are like the police in the criminal justice system with them.
Mhm.
We bring the folks that are being deemed qualified for rehabilitation, right? And then we pick them up through then the Ministry of Health do the detoxing and the mental health aspect of it. Then they go through all of that. Then they are back to the TVS situation. Then they go through the process of what we call life skill learning,
Mhm.
and they go through that. And from that point, then you bring in the Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Labor, and so that the guy are back in society as a wholesome member of society again.
Okay, so you also not to take you so long because we have a
Yeah,
little
he
one on
got
one.
yeah.
And a word from him.
No, I think the commitment is shown. The LDA has been doing their part as far as having visibility on the president's tax force. What we want to do, there are different layers of how we want to um, engage this at-risk youth. People think that if you just take a young man from the street and just chunk him through a TV program, and then that solves the problem. There's a whole, mental stuff going on for that young man. So you have to first try to do the psychosocial aspect of that, making sure that he redefines himself, he finds a purpose, go through rehabilitation before even putting it into a TV program. I use this example all the time. You can take someone from West Point and then get to Mama Point. If the mindset is not changed, you're only changing the environment. You're not changing the person. So we have to go through that entire aspect of the psychosocial counseling, helping young people to redefine themselves, find purpose in life before going through the rehabilitation and going through the program itself, the TVET program. And that will go a long way. I was just buttressing the effort of how we are a society infested with drugs and substance abuse and usage, right? Among, I would say unthinkingly that maybe 8 out of every 10 young people are doing drugs. We have to find a way around that. We're coming over a program and we're working along with the LDA to ensure that we can have funding for that. That people who are raided from the street and taken to the prison, while you are in the prison, you're still having opportunity to change your life. So we look at taking TVET to the prisons, all of our prison system. There are people who are there serving terms for 9 months, for 12 months, or a year or two, are still there, making better of their lives. So when they come out, they don't go and relapse into the same behavior that caused them in the first place to have gone to prison. And it's something that I'm looking forward to working with your agency on.
Just be a little facetious.
Mhm.
With read the prison file of drugs. With read the prison file of drugs.
Yeah.
Because I think from our own analysis, they have a lot of drugs in that prison. However,
Exactly.
I think
That's what you think.
that's what I think,
Okay.
and most often my thoughts are not wrong.
Okay.
Uh,
Great.
so,
You have to go, but we have your stakeholders meeting, and you can pick all the rest
no,
of
no,
it.
Exactly.
I just
Yeah.
being facetious. I don't
Yeah.
want to. All right, man.
Great, folks. This is the Breakfast Show again.
We'll
We
talk later.
have the boss of the LDA, Abraham Kroban. Yes, on boss on the True Breakfast Show. How is it? Let me just hit you all this. The
Yeah.
police is different from the LDA. How is it with the LDA?
That is a segment of the justice system that has a specific responsibility. and those responsibilities are strictly with regards to drug enforcement, the drug law enforcement.
Mhm.
Within that drug law enforcement, a lot of stuff that we have been incorporated in ensuring a wholesome society. And that's one of the reasons why the LDA is a very, very, very cardinal part
You
of
missed
our
the
lives.
police. You missed the police. AB Kromall is a household name. You missed the police in the LDA.
Well, the police is where I come from.
Mhm.
I've been a police officer since I was 18 years old.
Okay.
I grew up seeing my uncle, cousins, everybody in the police force. And so, yes, it's something that you always want to be. I got my first graduate degree in criminal justice,
Okay.
basically. And when I had at university, I was doing political science, but then I switched back to become management and sociology. The essence of doing the management because I wanted to go in police leadership.
Mhm.
I did sociology to have a component of the justice system, of the criminal justice system, embedded into my career path. However, because I'm in that line of work, the LDA is one of the areas that you can. I was one of the very first drug agent in Liberia when
Okay.
before the LDA was started. So
Okay.
it's not a strange environment. It's something to do with anything that has to do with enforcement of the law
Okay,
is
all
where I
works
belong to.
together.
Yeah.
So since taking over, how is it, Ibrahim Kroman, the new boss of the LDA, you got a lot of compliments on the social media. Oh yes, President Boycott saying into the rightful area, the city is challenged since taking over.
Well, sometimes you you know there's a parable in Mano that which you get the fraud, the little fraud in the
Hmm.
pond. You
Hmm.
just throw the fraud, and once you throw the fraud, it goes. It's going to fall in the river.
Okay.
So I'm in the river right now. So
Hmm.
I'm having the
I
best
hope
of
you
the
don't
time.
get drowned in the river.
No, I can swim. So when the fraud is in the river, the fraud
Hmm.
is always wasn't like I mean one of those
Someone is on your back, you
times.
want to rescue them. Perhaps you throw them back in the
No,
river and
once
try
the
to come
fraud
out.
is in the river, there's
Hmm.
always swim its way out. Matter of fact, they have fun in the river. But basically, we found ourselves in the area where we think our contribution will go a long way in ensuring a peaceful and harmonious society because uh, a little difference here. What our own stats and our own studies have shown us that you have 20% of our population
Okay.
on drugs at this point. That is 1 million of the 5 million plus people on drugs. That is scary,
Hmm.
which is why the president of this republic decided to make this a very emergency situation. And so it has claimed my attention, it claimed the president's attention, of course, and that's why a lot of focus has been placed on the issue of drugs right now.
You think you're going to succeed in this? I mean, making the city a drugs-free city. I mean, it's
It's not
very
a city. It's not a
challenging.
city. It's a
Hmm.
country.
Hmm. The entire country.
Yeah, it's a
Maybe you
country.
start from Monserrado.
Well, the LDA is spread all around the country, 43,000 square miles. One of the reasons why we're expanding the number because the perception was that LDA was just a Monrovia-based situation,
Hmm.
and they just put packets of people around the country, and you think you're going to achieve anything you can under this. Under the current emergency situation, I think the numbers will have to be increased, which we made a case for in our budget.
Okay.
The number will have to be increased, and the training, rebranding the LDA has to be always take center stage. The training of more men have to take center stage, and that's one of the reasons why in all of our projects we put training, professionalism, um, psychological preparedness of all of our guys, because eventually we have to start carrying guns,
Hmm.
carrying arms, because as we go closer, as we are now closer to the drug peddler, the danger have started showing the faces. People started to monitor you. People start to
Hmm.
surveillance your house and other places. So you have to be prepared. And when you go into raid now, most of you guys now they've seen the type of work we've been doing. They're now preparing themselves for all kinds of stuff, which is not. I mean, one of the examples was there the other day where one of my officers now is in jail.
Okay.
I mean, has been
One
sent
of your
to
agent in jail.
we sent to court on frivolous arrangement. I
On
mean,
one offense.
I took that very seriously. The
Hmm.
fact that he was arrested. I mean, I actually didn't. He wasn't. I took him to the police.
Hmm.
There's a shooting that happened somewhere down the.
You took
Uh,
your agent to the police.
yes,
Okay.
because it had to do with shooting,
Hmm.
and I didn't want to be investigating myself while
Hmm.
we're trying to prepare and set up our own system.
You trained over to the police.
Yes. Why? Because we had a little bit of uh, mixed up arrangement at this point in time. We took the guy. There was a shooting of a guy who actually jumped the police. I mean, the officer in in the performance of his duty. He was jumped by a 5 person in the scuffle. His weapon, which is not an assigned weapon, discharged, and then hit one of the guys who were scuffling with him, and the guy were rushed to the hospital. And because it was a shooting situation, we decided. So I had a communication with the Inspector General of Police and decided to send the guy to the police. But I'm surprised the police charged the man with
The police
aggravated,
charging
yes, aggravated assault
assault.
and Kevin. I mean, it's still baffling to me, but and I feel sad for the guy who actually sustained the injury. But you can't be now jumping on the officer when they're performing their responsibility, and then the police, without any reference to us, decided to charge the man with aggravated assault.
Assault.
On what basis? The man is doing his job. He's jumped by a couple of folks, and then that's not so. The guy is hurt, and then you charge the officer and forward the guy to court.
Hmm.
Yes, I mean we're gonna get him out of court. I mean I can tell you that clearly. Whatever law, I mean it's a biddable offense actually, but the fact that that will be coming from the police at this time, when you have all of these cases on the docket, you take a case that out to court because it shouldn't happen without looking at the extenuating circumstances, without looking at the antecedent. I felt it's a little disappointment. Mr. Gregory Coleman knows me very well.
So this pushed me to my next question now. To fight drugs is not something easy. What's the relationship like with the police? The LDA,
I
like we're
thought it was
national
fine.
police.
I thought it
It
was
should
good.
be fine,
It should
but
be
both of you
fine.
work together.
Honest to
It was
God,
100, you're 102. So the police LDA relationship was to be
we
on course.
complimented and supplemented each other. He worked for me before, and I worked for him before, so he knows me better than me. The situation I'm saying, I'm a little disappointed.
A little bit
Yeah,
disappointing.
if at all there was an issue with, I mean, the thing is, I'm not. He knows. Everybody here, I'm a disciplinarian. When it has to do with the law, enforcing the law, I'm second to none. I can say that. There's no way I will condone police misconduct or security misconduct, any of my agent misconduct. I would never indulge that. But if a situation happen where the guys mix up in a fight and the situation happen, so say let's take an example. See what happened in King George. We got 2 person dead. With police bullet wounding them. So you want to charge the police officer? Come on now. You can charge the police officer, they enforcing the law, they're doing their job. The police officer were hurt in the King George situation. You won't tell me the police will charge the guys to do? No. They will, I tell you, at the end of that investigation, they will consider it as a justifiable shooting. That's what's going to happen. They take it from me today on this radio. The
Justifiable shooting.
police will conclude that the shooting was justifiable, which is rightly so, because the police doing their job, and then there was riot situation going on. I am with a strong conviction that a lot of now police took almost the state investigating, so it's taking almost a month to investigate that. Now you took only 3 days to investigate a guy who was doing his legitimate job. You followed the guy to court. It doesn't make sense to me at all. But this is what happened. I mean,
I
people.
mean, it's crazy to hear this.
Yeah,
I mean, the
it's
LDA, the Liberian National Police, in order to succeed, you have to work as a team.
cheap. We will work as a team, and this
You
issue,
should work as a team.
this issue of filing a detective to court, an agent to court, because of because they can't even explain. I talked to one of the investigator. Well, they went to the place. The guy they were trying to investigate. The guy claimed that he was jumped. They couldn't verify. They couldn't corroborate whether the guy was jumped, whether the guy was not jumped. In the midst of all of that ambiguity, you filed the guy to court because of that.
Okay, yes, before my colleague can come in, you trying to build a network. How is it? Are there challenges you force you in the LDA? There's part your need being a burn, fighting crimes, and all of that. How is it your network you're trying to build?
The network is building gradually. What we're doing basically, we use logistical support is what we actually honest right now. We forwarded our budget to the executive mansion and to the finance ministry. The working around it. Basically, the budget we filed it has to do with uh, basically it has to be expended through through series of issues that falls within the medium term expenditure framework. And that means the government can basically sponsor part of it, and the rest we can go to the international community and our partners to see if they can help to build that up. So it's not a burden solely on the government. We just want the budget we filed to be captured in the framework of the government budgetary allotment, and then we can go ahead and then find the rest of it around the world. So, but our network is good. We basically go into all of the existing. We inherited a group, an organization that we basically trying to realign right now. We inherited 631 force, man force, and most of those people, basically, in my own view, are all we all have to go through some metamorphosis, some arrangement, some collaboration. And from that viewpoint, we have other guys that you see flying around. They are all volunteers. So we're going to eliminate the volunteer process, train those ones that we can train, rehire the ones that we can rehire, and subject everybody to psychological and all kinds of training because the LDA will have to be to the best of our ability to actually to fight drug law in this country, drug crime in this country.
Exactly. I hope you are getting me.
Yeah, very loud. Yes, good. You have a very huge responsibility, if I must say, because the issue of illicit drugs is being a really serious problem in Nigeria right now. There are certain things that are expected of you. One, to cut off the chain of supply. Yes, we see raiding ghettos, one of those, but what are plans? Because it's also a responsibility of the DEA to rehabilitate people who are already victim of these substances. What are plans when it comes to rehabilitation?
All right, thank you. And one of the reasons why I had the TBS guy, the deputy minister, because we have a network, we have an arrangement where our primary objective is to first stop the supply, the current supply pattern they had, we should unabate it, and we want to stop that. And after stopping the supply, that's why you see we're not raiding ghetto now. We're raiding the suppliers. The guys that are supplying. Our intelligence have reviewed the presence and what they're doing, who they are. We have all of them. I just want to send this caveat. The folks out there, we know you. We've already collaborated. We already captured you in our intelligence network. We'll come after you.
You know them
Yeah, we know them.
in less than 2 months since taking over.
That's
You know
what I,
them already.
that's what made me AB Kuma.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You know them.
That's what it
You're
is.
scared to go after
The
them.
intelligence have determined who they are
Nationwide or just
nationwide. We go after them. Some of them have fled the country already.
Okay.
If you know, we got a list
They
of
got
those
a tip
people.
off already?
Yes, the tip up. And basically, like I said, the system we incorporating, we inheriting, that's the system, that's the bad system that we're trying to correct. Most of the guys were actually having their own connections and stuff with the system. And so we have to correct some of those systematic arrangement. So we have to use extra means to actually get to the guys that we have. And so if we don't get this one, that means some of the guys within our midst actually leak out the system. But we know them. We know how to get around them. Basically, we went through an extra arrangement and start to find them before they can even get
Is
to
the
the
work so stressful as compared to the police when you're
very.
one or two to go after drugs? Is
It's
it
a very
stressful?
dangerous game.
Dangerous one.
Because the guys that you work because it's a cash intensive. The guys that you're working with, you don't know whether the guy is already in the pocket of the drug dealer. So
Wow.
you have to be very tactical, to be very careful. It's very stressful. So like I was saying, the system now will take us to stopping the flow of drugs. And then once you do work in stopping some of the aspect of it, then you go down to the Ministry of Health. Then you go down to the rehabilitation center. The rehabilitation center basically will start to look at them when we take them to these centers. By the way, we're also having centers that they got a government center, so we now looking for partners in the private sector, so that we have this private public partnership, so that you organize this rehabilitation process, we evaluate it with our experts, and see that if we are within international standard. We take the guys that they are detox, and from that point, now in that system there has to be a system. You have 3 or 4 layers. You have to have the detox system. You have to now go to the rehabilitation process.
Okay.
Which then from there, you now go to the TVS situation. What the guy was talking about, you're talking about life skill training, and then you find the Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Labor, trying to find a placement for them in society, so they are part and parcel of society again as a different person. So those are the systems that has to be employed. Those are the systems that has to be agenda, and with those arrangements, we have the strong opinion that we can do what. But what the first and foremost thing, stop the supply. That's one of the reasons
Stop
why
the supply.
my agents are going after guys who are major supplier, major producer. And I'm actually working on a plan where we can have the Manarua Union to talk to the guys in the Manarua Union who are what just next door, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Ivory Coast. We also will be including Nigeria into the process so that we discuss the issue of drugs in the sub-region and how we can address it holistically from all of the perspectives, all of the views that we have.
Liberia is noted for, I mean, burning 100 million drugs. I mean, some part of it
Oh,
last year, and we've been captured on the international media.
uh,
I mean, the world is watching this country as like a transit area. What can you say to that in terms of ensuring the public?
well, I can tell the public that we'll get to the bottom of that $100 million case. We're working on it. We're drawing up questionnaires to our lawyers. We're inviting everybody. We're not going to go to the double jeopardy part. We're going to go to guys who were left out of the prosecutor summary. We're going to go after every drug case that you saw in Liberia that were left out, were left hanging.
Okay.
We're going to go after them because it is only the only way to stop this issue of impunity when it comes to drugs is to put a lid on those guys who were being considered as non-touchable. Get them out, let them put on the book. We're not saying we're going to successfully prosecute some of them, but we'll call them up, we'll let them know that we know they are who they are, so that we can stop this process of flowing. We have a major situation where there are folks here who are using their business as a means of doing these things. We are going after them. And once we get close to you to the point where we provide the intelligence allowed us. This is going to be an intelligent based situation. It's not going to be something where we go to target anybody. Intelligent and information and the evidence will lead us to where we're supposed to go. So once that happens, we are going to go ahead and process and provide those kind of information to our agent, to our lawyers. We have our own in-house lawyer, and then we'll now go to for prosecution. And it will be vivid. Nobody will know the prosecute or anything at that level because would have given the government lawyer more reason to prosecute. So they will give them something that they can't resist.
Hmm.
So another issue again is this the issue of recycling because sometimes you realize that the drugs are confiscated and sometimes you see them back in the market. What is your position when it comes to recycling of these substances?
And that was the old DEA. This is the new DEA now. We don't do those recycling stuff. Recycling belongs to the garbage can, where when you take the plastic and you take the plastic into the river. We don't do that because this is killing our people. Anybody caught in trying to do these recycling situation, I will fire you. Not just fire you, I will prosecute you. And that's a pledge I'm putting on this radio right now.
Okay.
If you are caught in this whole recycling nonsense, we will take you. You can take drugs, and that's why drugs is prevalent today in our society because the folks that basically were charged with the responsibility of doing these things, they were in a position of doing these, take it from John and giving it to Paul.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, they didn't know the effect, but then they've not done their own study with regards to coach. Coach is a very dangerous substance. And what it does is that it attacks the balancing point of a human being. It go to the brain. And that part of the brain that is responsible for um, your positioning, it attacks that. And at the end of the day, and it's cheaper. It's about 150. Matter of fact, it used to be $150. It dropped to $100 now. And they are prevalent in the slum communities. Go to.
You have any tip of who's bringing it in country?
We're monitoring that.
You monitor it?
Yes, but I know the country that is prevalent in bringing it will be in people are coming out of the Sierra Leone belt
Okay.
and bringing it here. So we now follow up on that, and at the end of the day, we have the strong opinion that with this draft we have, with the support coming from the government and our international friends.
We succeed in this thing, fight against drugs. I mean, is that something that you promise the Liberian people that yes, you're going to succeed?
Oh yeah, Chief. I mean, listen, you saw me in the police force, right?
Yes, one or two.
Okay, you saw the 102 stuff. We said to you folks that we're going to stop the guys from victimizing our people on the street with regards to the motorbike and WhatsApp, all of these nonsense they had. We put a hem on it and we got to the bottom of it. Oh, I need a political will. I already have the political will from this president who
Okay.
and then the president also promised to support us. The House of Representatives, through the Speaker,
Mhm.
promised to support us. The Senator, through the Vice President, promised to support us. The President put them promised to support the LDA. So that's what we need. We got to put. So we need now to go to the international community. We've made our case to the ministry, to the American embassy. We made our case to the French. We made our case to the British. So we are going to go all out to Liberian business people. We're going to businesses. You can help. You can use your medium if you don't mind.
That's why
You
we've been
better-
saying you can succeed with all the media.
That's what I'm saying. We want to use the
Well,
medium.
we want you to talk over. We've been saying AB Krumah can succeed with all the media.
We want to use the medium. You don't want me to put this little free
Go
advertisement.
go ahead.
We want to use the medium
Okay.
to get to the international community, get to our local businesses, because this has to do this social corporate responsibility. Let it include the DEA as a force ahead with the new arrangement, because drugs has permeated our society to the extent that it hasn't happened before. So we will need the support of everyone. I've asked Stanton Watterson to do this call for help on us. I don't mind. We can solicit that kind of help, corporate social responsibility and everything like that. So we will be open, and I can promise you, via all of that, I have men, I have the guys that I have with me, my two deputies and my assistant director, and all of the folks that are within the LDA right now. Most of them, we collaborating them. We trying to
You working as a collective team or just all about
collective
AB
team.
Krumah?
No,
It's
it's
just
not
all about
about
AB Krumah in
AB
the
Krumah.
DA. AB
AB
Krumah
Krumah,
runs
Chief,
from boss to the lowest,
Chief,
all about AB
Chief,
Krumah. Do you
Chief.
have a collective?
Chief, AB Krumah is a team player.
Okay.
Okay, at the police, I was a team player. I left a team there, and as this guy who's now the 102, he was on my team. The guy who's the director of police was on my team. I'm a team player. I don't operate individually. And then I'm telling you, the folks out there in the LDA right now, we brought in the team spirit to those folks so that they understand that the success of this particular organization has to go with the team mentality. If you go you're not going to succeed, and you can't do this acting. So we basically embedded within our guys. So this is the deputies were handpicked, and I know exactly why I brought those guys to work with me, because they are guys who I believe in. Okay, and now my deputy for administration is now doing selecting guys now within the DEA that we have. So I have to streamline them, send some of them for training, specialized training, so that when we listing them, when the time for specialized training, we send all of them for specialized training, so that they are prepared for the task ahead. We have a long road to go.
Okay. Yes, Marka, let's see if we can flip some calls on. His name is Abraham Kroban, head of the LDA, live on the last segment from the True Breakfast Show. Call us if you live. Yes, Marka?
0770-202-579. 0770-202-579 is the number. Let me take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka, and good morning, Oni. I mean, it's not good morning to your PA. I'm taking up someone that's going to put the from I'm looking directly.
Go ahead.
And it's very big thank you to Honorable Kuma. You know, the first mission at the same time that I was like, you know, I really admire this guy. You know, with the level of cooperation team. I pray that every need that you know, every resources they need to be able to tell all the job thing they should be provided by the president and other community like he's saying or engaging in international content whatever. Because trust is very key in our society. If you see in the community where I live in Lomita when you see youth from that area, almost 40% of the youth is precisely in Lomita as well. They are trying to the drug issue. Yeah, so there's no way we can continue to do that kind of thing when the people are doing that kind of thing. So actually, yeah, you give the support to me. Any information we get on that, we'll be able to link it because the get a contact for when we give information we get, we'll be very surprised.
Okay, okay. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Go ahead quickly.
Good morning, Oliver, and good morning, Marka. I want to thank the children for the program. Thank you very much. These are some of the things that we put against the past government because our brothers are dying. Those guys can even shoot people. They can shoot people just to solve the drugs. They don't have money they are dying. If it's a time for our aid, we cannot to give for all the election. Anything you look for life is better. That's all we will get you assembly. We share to you.
Amen. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka. Good morning to Honorable Kumar. In the area of God to rescue the Kumar 12 activities. One is another economic taxing. Kumar, let me appreciate for the level of what you could do. But I pray that it is clear that the God will establish a fabric of our nation. What God says is, why are you doing to our side? Will you be willing to take the job there? And so, each other advisor and ready to appear is not representing the team. And what are you doing? See how you can get out of the uniform and get up there. I believe we go see there. You know, it's a real deal in our country. Thank you so much, everybody, for keeping it up.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, my name is Marka.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to the DA boss, the Prime Kumar. He's all the workaholic person I know. My question has to do with the last time we heard about the arrest of Japan in the same area there. And we heard that was free on bail. So I don't know if such a thing is happening, if you are getting these drug deals and they are being free on bail.
Okay.
We will not be the impediment for the job.
All right.
Number two, is the plan for recruitment soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka, and let me say good morning to Director Kuma.
Taking a call.
Daniel
Wait,
Johnson.
yes.
Let me appreciate the director. For me, and I will tell you this morning from Phoenix, the biggest fundamental center, the family is empty. I'm going to listen to you, Dr. O'Neill, checking Aben on Dr. David Kuma, and he is doing something to do that. But on the day of the announcement, we cannot see this area. It is poor in West West.
All right. Thank you. Because of time, no, sorry, I can't let you go. Yes, this will be last on my end. Let's be one more call from my end. It's 10 o'clock already. Good morning. Morning.
I want to thank you very much for fighting those who are affected by the drug. But if the government I want you to talk to the government so that they can put things in place that churches or malls or schools or they start talking about drug awareness and prevention. Every campus in India, it should be mandatory that every school before you have to go in the morning, you have to be able to talk about drugs. Every church before the pastor comes to preach, you have to talk about drugs. It's getting on in this country. Thank you very much.
All right. Yes. So listen up to the callers.
All right. So this is good. Let me start with the last one. They got to talk about the issue of the schools, the churches, and stuff like that. When we talk about doing our hearing, basically we wanted to be. We have a department in there called community outreach, Community outreach people are now working around the clock. Matter of fact, that is part of our 100-day deliverable. We want to make sure that we reach out to as many churches and mosques and religious institutions as we can, so as to get to the folks. And I don't know whether they will do it every before they start their schooling, but I think it is something that we intend to talk to the Ministry of Education about, so that people who are registering in school should actually bring drug tests um, to the school before they register.
Okay.
Because you got kids now in school, kids as young as 14 years old. The other day we arrested a kid, 14 years old, distributing drugs.
Mm.
The student selling drugs on the street. And so we need to go back to the schools. I mean, just all of these schools you think about, they all have drug issue. So go back to them and do the drug test. And we're also going to be reaching out. We're trying to incorporate this their program,
Mhm.
where basically you kind of reach out a program in the schools that will actually address this in the community as well. And then the issue of um, community dweller come to the aid of community. No, we indeed want to be coming to you folks. We the issue of the Japan issue, what basically took us our intelligence. Japan was intelligent driven operation.
Okay.
We have guys there who were there with him for pretty close to 2 weeks,
Mhm.
who were monitoring, buying drugs and doing stuff there. And so when we decided now to put a stop to it, and we actually went out for him. But this is going to be all around the country. We have guys now embedded in all of this area. And I'm not scared to say that, because they're not going to touch us. They're not going to reach to the level of experience we got, intelligence we got to get to them. We have a guy who was working the system in the States as our 702, who's very effective and
Okay.
very upright, and he knows the intelligence stuff as well. So we are going to reach out to the community. We're going to help. I can assure you that the steps we're taking towards addressing this thing is something that uh, basically will be a community-driven arrangement. We will be teaming up with the community members, so that we do what they had this community watch team system. We're going to reach out to the community watch team specifically with drugs. They will come and I had a meeting with the community watch team folks
Mhm.
this Saturday. They are prepared to come and work along with us. We'll just include within the many crimes they have, we put drugs in it,
Mhm.
so that they are spread, because they're already spread in the country.
Okay.
So all they have to do is just be specific when it comes to drugs. So we will actually reach out at that level. And the issue of support, we basically will be going out to, like I said, with told the many folks in the international sector. I know we have some donor fatigue right now, women all around the world. And then Liberia, we have competing priorities. No, we broke. We don't have any money to actually do. So we will be opening to the whole country, because we come to this government with very limited resources, if not no resources at all. So Liberians and business people alike, we must understand that we very understandable to that. But what we need to do, all of us, we have to now put everything aside and try to support this process. And that's one of the reasons why we have the medium-term approach towards this process. Whatever we can get from the government, considerably, and then we'll now open our arms to the rest of the world, because the issue of drugs is an international issue.
Okay.
Because Liberia, being where we are, we're sitting down. We created as a hub at this point in time.
Mhm.
It's not just for Liberia, the cocaine and all of these stuff, not for Liberia, they're going to the West. So we will be accepting folks to come in to help, because we're not saying, well, you don't help another. This is about you. That's how to the French. That's how to the American. That's how to the British.
Mhm.
We have to come and
You
help.
already on a red light. You burn
Uh,
100 million drugs in the
yes.
country.
The $100 million situation, like I said, it was unfortunate. Those guys shouldn't have walked from our court system. They should have been arrested,
Mhm.
and there are other people who should have been arrested as well. So because that didn't happen, the issue became a little bit. They were very disingenuous with it, to my liking, and I think that we can make it right. We'll correct it, not just for us, for our children, so that people who are using this situation as a means of enriching themselves, you have to be brought to book, and I am intending to do it.
Okay.
I will need the support of this government. I need the support of the Liberian people, and everybody should do it. We will get to the bottom of all of these situations. So,
Yes, as you close up, time and fast, man. We look forward. This is our first interaction. You,
yeah, yeah.
you look stressed out. You look stressed out. The job.
The job.
I'm
No,
worried
no.
about you.
I'm fasting.
Mhm.
I just started to fast today. You know, when you
Okay.
fasting, you got limited sleep.
Okay.
So, but with all of that, this is a religion we talk, and today is the first day of Ramadan.
Okay.
So we are going to go through that. So a little bit of sleep stayed in the eye, but
I thought the job is stressing you out.
nah, the job. This is what I've done. I mean, we
Mhm.
wanted to for all the years.
You still have that same energy, eh? The same
The
energy
energy never
profile.
left. Listen, they said if you enjoy what you're doing in life, you'll never feel that you're working anytime. I mean, if you enjoy, I don't know how to put it up, but
Mhm.
they said if you enjoy what you're doing in life, you basically um, will not feel that you're working. Something like that. But
Because of the passion.
the passion is there.
Okay.
I've always I enjoy putting bad people to jail. Enjoy arresting bad people.
Enjoy
That's
resting back.
that's my passion.
Okay.
And I enjoy law and order. I enjoy seeing people do well by themselves. And at the end of the day, once I go home, I found out that I've done that during the day. I sleep very soundly.
Yeah, I look forward to see that cooperation with the police and the LD as we close up.
I will
That
hope
that
that
smooth cooperation.
Chief,
Gregory Coban,
Chief,
AB Coban, Gregory Coban, AB
Chief,
Coban, Gregory Coban.
I will hope this issue with the sending of this guy in this kind of frivolous manner, I hope this becomes the last one. If we have to make progress. It doesn't make sense that you sending the guy to jail for on their own and some ambiguous stand because he went to find out whether the guy was jumping and he couldn't verify that. So he decided to push the guy there into the docket and just pile up the docket and the way you can explain the guy can be signed for, the guy just there. The man was now sitting there in the backyard. I haven't fought with somebody. This was the man was caught in the act of enforcing the law. And to do that, I thought that was undermining our process. And nobody will have the guts to do that at this point in time. It's too late. The drug law in this country will be carried out, will be enforced to the best of our ability. What if I go catch a policeman in the ghetto?
Hmm.
Really?
The police can investigate him. Who do you turn over to?
It comes to me. I'll investigate a drug, the guy in there. There will be extenuating circumstances. We can find that we're not letting anybody off the hook. But let me be informed. I'll inform the Inspector General of Police. I arrested one of your guys, blah, blah, blah. And then he knows exactly what it is. This is what I intend to do. I'm sending the court because nobody's above the law.
Mm-hmm.
But at least we have that collaboration, that situation. But if it's done in a very fast way, so let's send the guy to court. Let him go fight. Let the man go fight away to the court. There's a guy who got a family who didn't leave his house to come and shoot somebody. He left to come to work. You know what I'm saying? He has a leadership system. So I would hope that next time around, since we now have a one or two who will also be part of this process, maybe I thought
Yeah, you're afraid that maybe some of the police, one of the police may have interference with your work.
No, I thought
Okay.
this time around,
Mhm.
Mr. Coleman was a little overwhelmed
Mhm.
when this happened.
Okay.
And
Now you have a one or two
yeah,
now.
one or
So
two. You got one on one. So I think now you now have a way where he can now divert that. You have a one or three now who basically are not taking seat when this situation happened. So there was no much time to actually look at the pros and cons of the situation. And there should be no reason why you took a guy from the street, the guy in the performance of his job, you just send the man to jail because send the man out because you want to clear the docket because you want to be the good guy. And the DA guy, the bad guy, you the good guy, you sending the guy to jail because somebody got shot. How it happened? What are the antecedents? What are the extenuating circumstances? No, you don't care. You send the guy. So be a guy bad press. Oh yeah, we got a good press. We arrested the guy. Arrested the guy who shot the guy. G is the bad guy who shot somebody. Nobody's asking anybody to shoot anybody, and nobody's happy. I am one person who would not allow. That's one of the reasons why psychological training is actually one of the primary objectives of the DEA, so as to get the guys psychologically prepared to actually do this job. But
All right.
that's something. It's disappointing, but it'll be all right.
Great. Wish you the
Greg,
best of luck. Hope you succeed.
Gregor Kuma is my boy, so we'll be good.
It's your boy. Yeah.
We'll be good. We'll be all right.
Great. The voice of Abraham Kuma closing us up on this Monday edition of the True Breakfast Show. Look for more interaction like this, and of course, we'll be back on tomorrow of the LACC boss on tomorrow morning on behalf of the entire team. Rachel Lucini, Ato Butler, Johnson Kula, my trusted colleague and partner Marka Davis. My name is Oni Roberts. We'll be back on tomorrow in the midst of all country friends. Bye bye.
And I'll be first.